We're joined by Narges Bajoghli, professor of Middle East Studies at Johns Hopkins University, author of the forthcoming book, Iran Reframed: Anxieties of Power in the Islamic Republic. She's also director of The Skin That Burns, a documentary film about survivors of chemical warfare in Iran. Professor Bajoghli, welcome to Democracy Now! Can you talk about this latest series of actions in the Strait of Hormuz? The latest news we're getting just today that an unnamed Iranian official held a news conference saying they'd arrested 17 people somehow linked to the CIA and that some of them were executed. He would not identify himself. And then we have this seizing of the British tanker following the seizing of the Iranian tanker. Can you respond to all that's developing right now?
Sure. Well, President Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Iran is really a multi-pronged campaign. So there is the issue of sanctions, which you had spoken about earlier in your segment, the economic sanctions that the Trump administration has put on Iran, especially on oil exports. That has been something that's gained a lot of media attention. Iran, for the first year after President Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal, sort of practiced a lot of restraint. In that first year, it tried not to retaliate in any way. However, as the oil sanctions increased in pressure and have resulted in the Iranian currency initially crashing quite a bit, what that's entailed has been that Iran has promised that it will retaliate in order to show that it's not going to stand by idly while maximum pressure is imposed on them. And so as things have heated up between the United States and Iran, Iran has attempted to react in different ways in order to sort of stand in front of different forms of American pressure, one being economic sanctions, the other being sort of ways that the Trump administration seems to be trying to corner Iran militarily. And so Iran is trying to raise the stakes not only for the United States, but for EU countries as well as other Persian Gulf countries, and saying that if there is further military confrontation in the region, it will be something that various countries will have to pay the cost of, not just the United States. So really, Iran is trying to sort of show that U.S. pressures are going to have repercussions for not just the Americans, but also for other countries involved.
What do you think needs to happen right now to avoid a war?
Well, the Iran has said, and it stands by, and its actions show that whatever actions the United States or European powers take militarily within Iran, Iran will retaliate. And so what needs to happen at this stage is there are talks between Iran and the United States going on now, as Zarif's Foreign Minister Zarif's trip here last week in New York indicated. And so those conversations really need to continue, and all sides need to begin to de-escalate, because whatever actions either the United States or any other powers take in the Persian Gulf region, Iran will retaliate, and eventually these tit-for-tats will lead to, I think, very devastating military confrontation in the Middle East that it seems that no one really wants at this time.